Do you want to be that unbreakable and unshakable leader people turn to in times of crisis? Then hang with me until the very end of this video. This pandemic has proven to be the penultimate leadership stress test. It has, without a doubt, challenged every single risk mitigation and contingency plan put down on paper for the past 100 years. For the first time in what feels like forever, leaders were caught off guard with very little understanding of how to lead a team through this craziness. We're going to dive into 4 strategies for how you can better lead your team in crazy times of uncertainty. Hey, I'm Dr. Derek Matthews, the co-founder of Character Quest, where we help you become the greatest leadership version of yourself. If you want to level up your leadership, then hit that subscribe button and hit the bell to be notified when we post a weekly video. And hey, if you want to learn more about these topics and connect directly with me, then check us out on Instagram, where we post daily content. I'm going to let you in on a little psychology secret. Here are the 4 things that your team really needs during times of crisis. They need trust, stability, compassion, and hope. These are the fundamental follower needs. Gallup found that only 50% of US employees believe their employer has communicated a clear plan of action in response to the coronavirus outbreak. And nearly 1 in 4 felt the leaders in their organizations are successful at managing emerging challenges. When things get hot, employees need steady leadership above all. So let's dive into these 4 strategies. Strategy number 1, followers need trust. Most workers didn't trust the leadership in their company before the pandemic. Gallup research shows that just 1 in 3 employees worldwide strongly agree that they trust the leadership of their organization. And just 13% of US employees strongly agree that their company's leadership communicates effectively. So you may be starting from a trust deficit. How do you get out of the deficit that you're already in? Let's talk about the chemistry of trust that goes on in the brain really quick. The connection and trust hormone in the human body is called oxytocin. It's also known as the feel-good cuddle hormone. It's also what you feel after a fun happy hour with your colleagues. But the halcyon days of colleague camaraderie have been replaced with a screen, webcam, and what feels like never-ending Zoom calls. You might be saying, but this whole thing is only temporary, things will get back to normal, but that's not what the facts and the stats are showing us. 5 in 10 workers, that's 50%, say that they don't want to return to work in an office anymore. So here's the hard truth. You need to learn how to boost oxytocin and build trust over Zoom or from a distance. How do you do that? It's actually really simple. Consistently check in with your team. Be reliable, over-communicate, make your communication very visible. Kill email and move to something like Slack for your team. The benefit here is you can dashboard your communication instead of bearing email on top of email on top of email. By making your communication consistent and visible, you will build trust with your team. Strategy number 2, be compassionate. In times of uncertainty, everyone is on edge, especially with this current pandemic. There's lots of unknowns out there. Overnight, most employees were notified to work from home until further notice. That's right, say bye-bye to your cozy, quiet cube and hello to the kitchen table. Oh, and add on top of that, your significant other, they are also working at the kitchen table, or they're trying to hide in the closet, working on the TV dinner table, hiding from your 2 or 4-year-old whose daycare was canceled too. So this stuff just stacks and stacks and stacks. Now stack on top of that multiple Zoom meetings a day. You're on your weekly team Zoom sales meeting when all of a sudden your 3-year-old, actually this happened to me, creeps up behind you asking you for the 5th princess dress wardrobe change in the past 2 hours. We've all been there. It's rough. Some variation, we're all experiencing it. This is a perfect opportunity to tap into some compassion. This is an opportunity to really understand what each of your team members is going through, because everyone is struggling with work from home unless they have a really killer work from home office, right? Especially now that, you add things in like kids going back to school, but school is also at home and you're having to teach your kids and facilitate all that on top of work. It's very stressful. So here's my challenge to you. I want you to reach out to each of your remote workers and ask them how they are doing with this change. My guess is, though, that most people will try to brush it off or keep composure and not disclose their challenges for fear of looking weak. This is a perfect opportunity for you to share with them your work from home challenges to demonstrate vulnerability and then listen to their challenges and show compassion. Try helping them look for solutions to one challenge they are having and then follow up weekly to see how they are doing in that area. That is compassion in action during crisis. Strategy number 3, be stable. So here with stability, we're talking about emotional stability. Recently, I watched the Apple TV movie Greyhound starring Tom Hanks. My wife and I watching that, we were not stable. It was very stressful. And I usually don't get stressed out during movies. We were literally on the edge of our seats the entire time. Every time a U-boat showed up, they had like this like screeching like little tune that they played that just like puts the hair up on the back of your neck. So definitely we were not stable during that movie. But Tom Hanks' character was extremely stable in a time of tremendous uncertainty. And if you watch the movie, you'll know what I mean by like tremendous uncertainty. So what does it take for you to be stable for your team when you are in the middle of crisis? Number 1 is stop believing everything you think. Number 2 is stop judging yourself for how you feel. Number 3 is stop trying to control everything. That's a tough one. And number 4 is stop making decisions based on emotions. Make them based on values. That's another conversation for another time. If you want to be more like Tom Hanks' character in Greyhound and be more steady, solid leader for your team, then take this advice. Strategy number 4, above all, give hope. Did you know that according to Time magazine in 2016, the US generated nearly $73 billion in lottery ticket sales? $73 billion, that's a whole lot of dollars. CNBC says that you have about a 1 in 300,575,350 chance of actually winning the Mega Million jackpot, which the odds are really not in your favor. But still, the average consumer spends about $68 a month, which is a good chunk of money, adds up to $1,038 per year on lottery tickets. Logic tells me that there are lots of better things you could do with $86 a month than spend it on a lottery ticket. So why do people spend so much money on lottery tickets? Because it gives them hope. Look, hope shines brightest when the hour is darkest, and these past few months have been pretty dark for most of us. As a leader, you want to help give people hope when times are uncertain. Napoleon said it best. He once said that leaders are dealers in hope. That means that you are a dealer in hope, and especially in tough times, we need a clear message of hope to keep our people forward thinking and not dragged down in the dumps. All this craziness that is happening right now, this too shall pass. That is the mentality that we need to have as leaders. So my challenge to you is, during this time of uncertainty, how can you provide a beacon of hope for your team? What opportunities is the chaos providing you to reimagine the business, reimagine the strategy, reimagine the service you provide to the customer for a better tomorrow? We have a link down below for a podcast that we recorded last week on this very topic. If you want to dive deeper into that, click the link down below. When we start to inject hope into the life-sucking pandemic narrative, we begin to lift the spirits of everyone we lead. Don't dwell on uncertainty. Acknowledge it, experience it for what it is, and rewrite the narrative with a hopeful mentality. This video has provided you 4 strategies to focus on leading your team well in these times of chaos. Trust, compassion, stability, hope. Don't forget, if you want to receive more content like this, hit that subscribe button down below. And if you want to get daily content to help you become the greatest leadership version of yourself, follow us on Instagram. I have a ton of fun over there on Instagram, and I hope to see you over there. I look forward to catching up with you on Instagram, where we will be diving deeper into this topic over the coming days and weeks. Have a great day.